All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Tuesday morning Inner Circle Live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody had a wonderful, wonderful Monday, and your Tuesday is off to a great start. We're going to get straight to it. We had some news come in last night, and I definitely want us to take a look at and see how the markets fared. So, as always, let's turn off all distractions, prepare your minds and your bodies to engage as you guys always do. And for the courtesy of everybody on the call, please ensure that your mic is muted if you're not actively asking a question or making a comment. All right. So we're going to hop right over to trading economics and check this out. See what transpired yesterday. So Japan holds rates, widens yield target range. The Bank of Japan maintained its key short-term interest rate at negative 0.1%. And that for the 10-year bond yields around zero during its December meeting by unanimous vote. At the same time, the central bank unexpectedly tweaked its yield curve to control tolerance range from the current 0.25 points to 0.5 points amid efforts to ease some of the cost of prolonged monetary stimulus. So what this is saying is they're slowly trying to make changes to the policy, right? Do we know if this will lead to them changing the interest rate? There's a debate happening currently where some people are saying this could be the beginning steps of that. And then there's some that are saying, maybe not, right? They're just making some tweaks to let off some steam built up from their prolonged support in buying of bonds. So there's a debate going on happening. However, when we take a look at the markets, and if you looked at them yesterday, see there was some major moves that occurred once this happened. So we'll take a look at it. But Bank of Japan could be potentially starting to make some changes. Additionally, Kuroda, the head of the Bank of Japan, may be on his way out. And folks are saying that he could be setting the tone for his replacement and making it a little bit easier for that person to change the policy. So this could be the beginning of some longer term changes. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out in Japan over the coming weeks and months. All right. So that was the big news from yesterday. That's pretty much it. European stocks fall back to 1 month lows. Extended over global stock sell-off, and all of that was behind this potential change in Bank of Japan statement, right? Or the Bank of Japan stance. So it looked more like a risk-off move, right? If the Bank of Japan changes their tone, then things could potentially be getting bad. That's kind of the thought process there. So that was big news there. Big news there. All right. And that came yesterday right here at 10 o'clock. Okay. Had a press conference this morning at 1:30. Didn't get a chance to get caught up on what transpired there. Coming in today, we got retail sales for Canada at 8:30. And then tomorrow, we got CPI coming out of Canada at 8:30, along with consumer confidence for the United States. And then on Thursday, things start to slow down a little bit. We got final GDP and unemployment claims on Thursday for the United States. Canada, we got GDP and core PCE for the United States on Friday. And that wraps up the week, right? So in theory, it'll be a slower week as a lot of folks head out on vacation. So be prepared for the market to slow down quite a bit. It'll still move, but be prepared for it to slow down quite a bit. Okay. So that's the news there. Any questions from a fundamental perspective? No? Cool deal. So let's take a look at these. Let's take a look at the dollar first, and then we'll take a look at how the yen crosses fared, because we have some potential opportunities here. So here on the dollar, we're looking for a price to potentially continue moving to the upside. Didn't do that immediately, right? But just on the 4-hour time frame, this was the move last night or yesterday, right? To the downside. Boom, boom. Okay. And that transpired during some of that action with the Bank of Japan. Okay. So got a nice retracement off of this move. Now we're looking to see, okay, does this turn back over and start making its way back up? Or do we come down and retest the support level? Okay, so that's what we'll look to see. We'll see what happens here. Okay, right now, seemingly operating in this range. Okay, operating in this range. So, and right, this gives us a new level of resistance right here. Right, we talked about this on Saturday. We had this nice bullish move, right, and we're getting a retracement to take back some of that move. All right, so we will watch to see if we're able to break above this this resistance level here. Okay, so that's where we are on the dollar, getting a retracement right now. Right, and if we run a sub fib smaller wave coming off the low here, right, coming into a 618 retracement level off of that sub fib. Okay, so we'll see if we stay inside this sub fib baby boundary and get a price to turn over and start pressing back to the upside. Okay, so that's the dollar index. Yeah, so that's what we said on the dollar. So your dollar crosses likely, right? Do the same thing. We'll should have some time to take a look at those as well. But that's what transpired. Okay, along with that Bank of Japan news, price pushed down just a little bit. Okay, so that's the dollar. All right, let's take a look at this this dollar yen. Okay, back to the daily time frame. Price is pushing down. Okay, we were at that 118 and 127 zone, pushed out. Let me double check. That was the sub fib. Let's pull that out. So this is our capital fib here. Okay, still inside this AB boundary, even with the strong push to the downside. Right, we're coming into another level of daily support at that 8.6 retracement. So we want to see, does price hold? This level didn't hold, right? That level got broken. Now we push down to this next level. So we want to see, does this level hold and does price turn around, or do we continue pushing to the downside to get to that weekly support at 130? Okay, so that's the daily time frame. We'll drop down to the 4. Right, and we'll look at this from the top down. Right, we'll run our fib from the high coming down. Right, and we already got a 382 retracement off this. Right, price is pushing down into this daily support level, matching the extension is here. So this zone is going to be interesting for us to watch. Okay, if this stance from the Bank of Japan holds, right, this zone will get broken. Okay, but if this is if investors do truly see this after digging through all the details, right, when the market opens, because that happened after market, when the market opens, if they see this more as a temporary move, we could see another bounce here. Okay, we could see a bounce here. Okay, so we'll watch this dollar yen closely to see what transpires, or we could see going into the holiday, we could start to see just some consolidation, right, and start to range a little bit as a lot of the liquidity comes out of the market, right? So don't be surprised if you see that as well. So we'll allow that to happen and then see how things play out from there. But we broke a key level, coming down to another key level, and we want to see what transpires there. So we'll just keep our eyes peeled there. As we drop down to the 1, right? This push, right? We're headed to the D extension here, right? We didn't get a deeper retracement here, right? It didn't hold at that 118 and 127 zone on the 1 and give us that deeper push, right? Just collapsed, headed to the D extension. So this push down a little further could be due, and then we'll see if things turn over or if we start to range for a bit. Okay, so that is the dollar yen top down. Now, if we drop down to the 5, there is potential for some action. Let's move those. Okay. So on the 5-minute, just be aware that this could slow down and not happen. Okay. But on the 5-minute, right, wait for all of your confirmations here. Fresh AB boundary, shallow retracement, 118 and 127 zone, right? We're going to see this on a lot of these yen crosses because we have the strong impulsive move to the downside. Okay, so this is an intraday play, but use your confirmations here, right? And make sure that all of them are met before entering this trade, right? So if you use your trend lines, right? Bang. Oops. Didn't want that. Right. Adjust it all the way to the outermost point, get a nice trend line break, or change this. Okay. Or, right, use your cloud. Right. This will help you be a little bit more conservative in your approach. Right. Wait for that Kumo twist, that TK crossover, right? And price to break through the cloud. Okay. So be patient on it. But here's an intraday setup. Want to see a nice, strong, bullish move, break of the cloud. And that'll be an entry opportunity, right, to take this to the upside, at least for a little bit. Okay. So be patient here. If price starts to move sideways, right, and this cloud gets flat, stay out, right? Stay out. So be prepared for that. Keep your eyes on. Any questions on the dollar yen? Yeah. Sweet. Let's check out this NZD-JPY. Benny posted a setup for us in the Telegram yesterday. And clear some of this out so we can take a look at this 15-minute time frame. All right. Let me pull this up real quick. But zooming in, just collapsed. Right? Just collapsed. Let's see what we're running that from. 6-minute retracement. So, okay. Not there. Come back a little further. Whoops. Run the fibs off the high. I'm just looking to see where he ran his fibs from on this one. Yeah, what's here?
Brian, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Hey, were you talking about NCD JPY?
Ah, that's why it looks weird. Yep, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you. There we go. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right. There we go. Now we can see it clearly, right? So yesterday, Benny posted this nice deep retracement move here, right? AB boundary, got a pullback, and price was lingering here in the zone, right? And then dropped off. Okay. Collapse to the downside. TP. Yeah. So with that Bank of Japan announcement, right? Price just fell off a cliff. Beautiful move to the downside there on the 15-minute time frame. So now, right here on the 15, right? We're sitting at this key level, right? We just broke below it, right? Got some consolidation happening here. So we'll look to see if we get price to push into that 118 or 127 zone, and then give us a reversal at least back to retest some of these levels, maybe push higher. Okay, we'll see, right? So we'll see what happens here, see if we get this type of action and get that 80-20 scenario and a reversal back to the upside, right? But this was a beautiful move to the downside. If anybody was available to grab it, right? Like that, right? So, and then if you, right, waited for outside of that consolidation, right? That move coming off the high here, still looking at 300 pips to the downside, right? So it was a beautiful move. Okay, so now we'll wait to see, right, on the 15-minute time frame, intraday traders, see if we get a push into this 118 to 127 zone, 80-20 scenario, and then get that retracement to happen there. Okay. Questions here on this NZD-JPY? Nope. Cool deal. Ebony, thanks for that correction. 1 second, everybody. Benny, good morning, bro.
Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, everybody. How are you, Ryan?
Doing well, man. How you feeling?
Doing a little bit better.
A little bit better. Glad to hear it, man.
Yep, one day at a time, man.
That's it. One day at a time. Any thoughts on that Bank of Japan news, man?
No, I still got to get caught up on it. I know it.
Okay.
It definitely was a market mover. So
yeah,
it moved some things. So definitely get caught up on it. I mean, it pushed the trade in our direction, right?
it definitely did. It definitely did.
Yeah, I was glad about that, especially at a time when, we know we're about to see gridlock in the markets.
Yeah.
So major slowdowns, so that was a good one. So no, I still have to get caught up on everything.
Okay, cool deal. Yes, we'll see how we'll see how the market responds as investors, dig through all the information. Just listen to some of the mentors this morning. There's a debate on if this is the beginning of a change or if this is just a temporary let off some steam because there's been so much buying. So
yeah, might be the beginning of a change because Kuroda's on his way out, right?
Yeah, mention that too, right? So that's the other piece of that change piece is he setting the tone to make it a little bit easier for his replacement to completely change the stance. So
yeah, I was listening to a few people yesterday and they were saying that oil, right, next year 2023, looking for a demand increase, and then some people are saying, like, I guess the good buy that everybody's looking for is that yen. So we'll see.
really, okay,
Yep, we'll see.
yeah, we definitely shall. Sweet, appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
I'm gonna run through some more of these yen crosses just to see where they sit. Euro yen. Come to this daily time frame. And this one's continued to move to the downside, right? Continue to move to the downside, pushed it right into this daily support level, right? And we're starting to potentially get a reaction here, right? Price held at this level before, nice push up. And this gives us a push down to that 50% retracement level as well, okay? So we're starting to get into those deeper retracement zones. We'll see if this daily level holds as support, okay? If it does, that'll be key, and we could get a nice retracement opportunity here, right? But strong bearish action. And again, we know with these strong bearish pushes, the market likes to take back a portion of those, right? So as we drop down, get to the 4, right? We talked about this. Will that A get taken out? And it did. Bang, right? Broke through that zone. So we'll flip the fib to the downside. And, right, we had a 786 retracement. Price pushed to 127 level. So that D extension has been hit, right? And that fib is complete. Now we're waiting for a swing low to form here on the 4-hour. And then we'll see if we get a nice retracement to occur here, okay, and see if we bounce off of this daily support level, okay? So as we drop down, we'll have to flip the fibs here on the 1-hour as well, right? Initially, we got a reaction, right? We're talking about this potential pullback here, and we got that initially. Take that out, and we'll change this fib, and we'll run them to the downside. Okay. Yeah, so that's way overextended there. Way overextended. Just missed the D extension. Nice deep retracement, 8-6 level, and then just flew to the downside. So this new fib should pop in soon. We have a swing low here, right? 2 to the right, 2 to the left. So that new fib will look like this. Bang. Okay. New fib will look like that. So new AB boundary there, fresh opportunity. We shall see if we get a reversal and a retracement to come here. Okay, if we break back above this daily level, nice strong bullish candle and retest it, and then give us that push. That's what I'd like to see on the 1-hour time frame here. Okay, that type of action. So something like that, and a pull back to retest it and hold, and then see if we can get long for a little bit in a nice retracement zone, right? But again, we could also push sideways. So just be prepared for that, okay? That's on the 1-hour. We come down to the lower time frames, see if they tell us anything different. Right here on your 5, another, right? So we'll see this on these yen crosses. Shallow retracement of 118 and 127s on offer a super impulsive move, right? Wait for those confirmations, potentially use the cloud, right? To be a little bit more conservative. Okay. Wait for all your confirmations here. You're starting to get a Kumo twist, but also the cloud is pushing sideways, right? Along with price. So we want to see a turn to the upside, and we want to see price break above that cloud as well, right? This may be a scenario we wait for the lagging span also to break above the cloud to give you that additional confirmation, right? And then have an opportunity to get long, okay? But that is on the 5-minute time frame, all right? So reversal opportunity there, potentially in the short term. Questions on the euro yen?
Nope, I think we're good.
Sweet. So let's come back to the weekly and look at this, right? So on a weekly time frame, we push into that 50% retracement zone, right? We broke this key level weekly support, right? Strong push down. Broke this key level, so could be looking for at least a retest of this level at 163.082. Okay, we come down to the daily, right? And it's just been a bunch of sideways movement, right? But here's the push. There's the push. And we said we want to see if this level holds. And this was the catalyst to finally break it, right? This was a catalyst to finally break it. So now we'll see if we get a retest and then a continuation short. Okay. So strong break there, 382. Haven't got to the 50 yet. We're coming into a daily level of support at 159.692. Okay. To the 4, right? We took the fib off because it was just a bunch of consolidation. Now we got this break to the downside. Okay. So let's see what fibs look like coming off the high. And there we are, right? 50% retracement. And then we got a breakdown. We hit the D extension. So once we get a new swing low here on the 4, we'll look for this new fib to form and give us that bat signal. AB boundary, be it there, or if price pushes a little further and gets there. Okay. And now we can look for those fresh opportunities on the 4 for potential retracement, at least coming back to retest these levels here, right? Slight chance it could come back and retest this previous consolidation zone. But these are some key levels that we might just retest, this weekly, daily level, and then get back short, right? So 38 to 50% range, and then potentially get short, right? So this is on your 4-hour time frame, right? If this is where that fib forms, right? If we extend a little further to get to that daily support, right, then that's where that fib will pop in. So we'll wait for that on the 4-hour time frame. Okay. We'll drop down to your 1, and we're overextended here. Okay, these are our fibs coming to the downside. We had a 50% retracement, right? And price just flew. So again, we're waiting on that fresh AB boundary to form. Okay, so be patient and allow it to do its thing. Right, once this 3 minutes actually. 3 minutes once that candle closes, our new fib, our swing low will be there, and that'll be the new fib. Okay, 2 candles to the right in 3 minutes once that closes, and then 50% 618, right, is right in this zone of that those 2 key levels that we just broke through. Okay, so we'll look to see if we get that action there on the 1. Okay. Questions on pound yen? Right, on all these yen cards, like I said, well, these opportunities could be available. We'll just have to, make sure that we play them cautiously and wait for our confirmations to come into play, right? Because what we see a lot with these yen crosses is they run in one direction and then they'll run in the other direction, right? And in those running, you don't always get deep retracements to occur. Okay, so that's why I'm saying just be cautious with them, because once they get going, right? So we've seen it quite a bit over the past 2 years now, right, Benny? Where there's just
I agree 100%.
just been going one direction or the other.
Yeah, and then too, Ryan, just and I know you probably mentioned it but just it being the end of the year, there's so you definitely have to be cautious because of the liquidity drying up.
Yeah.
Businesses closing out books for the year, and there, when you look at it, there's a lot of times at the end of the year, especially like traders, in the Forex market, traders trading indices where they can give up a lot of their gains, just trying to be greedy, trying to find trades, closing out the year, so you want to make sure that you don't end up on that end where anything that you gain this year, you give it back to close out the year, so definitely trade cautiously, in these last weeks of 2022.
Yes, sir. That's definitely a fact. Definitely a fact, right? The goal is to stay in the game. So trade cautiously, right? And we see that fresh AB boundary just popped in for us as the hour closed. So we'll watch this closely to see what happens here, right? I honestly would like for another push to the downside, right? And get us into that 80-20 scenario and then see what happens. See if we get some action like that. So questions there? Nope. CAD yen, similar deal, right? We can come all the way out to the monthly time frame, pushing that 50% retracement off the monthly fib, okay? Off the monthly fib, coming out of this monthly resistance level. Strong move to the downside. We're looking for, as I get down there, right, on the weekly, 80-20 scenario playing out, shallow retracement, 118, 127 push, and price has just been falling off that monthly resistance level, right? Took it off the retest, 1,000 pips to the downside coming into this weekly support level, right? So regardless of the time frame, right, these 80-20 scenarios, they play out time and time and time again, right? So pushed into this weekly level, trying to break it now, right? And we'll drop down to a time frame and see what it looks like. But this will be key to see if we pull back above this weekly level, okay? Or if we stay below and continue pushing to the downside, all right? So on your daily, that pushed us right into a 118, 127 zone. They had this consolidation here, and we're looking to see, okay, do we get this retracement now, right? Do we get that retracement now? And we didn't. Right, we didn't get that retracement. Price pushed down into this 118, 127 zone, came into another level of daily support, right? So now, do we get a shift, right? Do we get a retracement out of this? We'll see. We'll see, right? This level is going to have to hold. We could just potentially come back and retest this level that we broke out of, right? And not get that deep retracement. And then price could turn over and continue down. Okay, so this cluster is going to be key for us to watch here in this zone, on this retracement of the strong bearish candle, right? But we're in this 118 to 127 zone on the daily time frame, so that's key, right? So as you drop down, as you drop to the 4, it also pushed us into the 118 to 127 zone on the 4. Okay, so again, it's key. If we break back above this weekly level, right, we could be in for a move higher. Okay, could be in for a move higher. So we'll see. Strong bearish move. We'll watch this closely. But 80-20 on the 4-hour and the daily with your weekly 80-20 scenario playing out, trying to stretch to that 382. Okay, so we got some interesting confluence happening here from a daily and 4-hour perspective. As we get to the 1, we got a fresh AB boundary. Right, so on those 3 levels, we see price trying to turn over now and push, right? On these 3 levels, we got some confluence here, right? So we'll see how deep this retracement goes. Okay, we'll see how deep this retracement goes. But some confluence, potential 80-20 scenario from a daily and 4-hour perspective. Okay. So that is what we're looking at here. Okay, now if this turns over, right, gets that 236 level and pushes down, we're likely going to continue running to the downside, right? Because it's pretty free and clear to that next daily support, right? So be aware of that as price approaches this weekly level, okay, and this 236 on the 1 hour, okay? So we'll see. This level is going to be our key. We break above, we'll look for that retracement to continue. Okay. And then drop down on your lower time frames, right? And get a little bit more of the same. Okay, we're pushing out of that 118, 127 zone now on the 5. right? But that impulsive move down gave us that scenario, okay? So if we drop the cloud on, right, pushing out, okay? So there's the opportunity there. We got your lagging span trying to break through as well. So here you have some of your confirmations being met. Kumo twist, you got your TK crossover back here, right? Price broke above the cloud. We'll see if the lagging span is able to break above the cloud as well, right? Because that could give us some confluence there. Okay. So that's your 5-minute intraday opportunity, short-term move, right? Back to the 382. 139 pips from where price is currently. Okay. Questions on the CAD yen?
Nope.
Cool deal. Cool deal. Didn't look at this one. So this is still interesting, right? We haven't been able to fully break out of this zone, right? We broke down here, right, out of this consolidation. We got this level here on a lower time frame, just below that B boundary that we're trying to break through, right? The Swiss yen has been an interesting pair to trade, but depending on how this week closes, right, we could have this evening star, decision, indecision, decision, right? That could be, right, that initiation of this move to the downside, but we also would want to stay below this monthly level at 143.738. All right. So down on the daily time frame, what this looks like, those are the fibs in there. Doesn't give us much from a fib perspective, but this key level, right, this daily level struggled to break through, right? Struggled to break through. So it'll be key if this is able to continue to push down. Okay. If that's able to continue to push down. We got the nice retracement we were looking for last week, and then price turned over and it's pushing. So we want to break this monthly level and this daily level at 142.875, right? To then be able to really start to gain some momentum to the downside. Okay. Down on the 4, similar deal as the daily, right? So that's going to be key. Right, we could be in for a decent retracement out of this, right? And it could come back and stay in that range. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. On your daily time frame, I mean on your 1 hour time frame, right? Price is moving how we want it to, right? 618 retracement, price turned over and pressed down. Right. So now ultimately looking for price to continue down to this next weekly level, right? And the 1 hour D extension at 138, 145, but we could be in for this pullback first. Could be in for the pullback first and then a continuation lower. Okay, so that was already on the move from a 1 hour time frame perspective. Okay. In your 5, same as the rest. So this is the potential intraday opportunity right here. Okay. Trying to push through now, similar to that CAD yen. Okay. Break back above this 143.738. That'll be the key force here. And then that'll be confirmation for a nice retracement opportunity. Okay. Swiss yen, questions? Sweet. All right. Let's Aussie yen. All right, another a higher time frame 80-20 scenario, just missed that 118 level off the shallow retracement, but pushing deeper, right? Strong bearish close potentially, right? We'll see how the rest of the week finishes, but it's that monthly level that will key. Get a nice strong close below, could potentially get a retest and then continuation to the downside there, right? So we'll see how that plays out. Come down to the daily, right? Similar to that Swiss yen, tons of consolidation in here, right? But we're pushing out, okay? So these daily levels, if we close below, that'll be key, right? But we've already broken these previous levels here, all right? So strong bearish move, potentially look for a retracement to retest, and then a continuation lower. Come to the 4. De-extension hit. We're overextended here. Overextended here, so we'll wait for that swing low to form. Right, we got the indecision candle. We'll see if we get a move back up. Okay, so nothing there on the 4 yet. On our 1, right, we got a fresh AB boundary that just formed right there. All right, so we'll see what happens here on this Aussie yen. See if we get this push down first, and then see if we get a move back up to the 382. All right, that'll give us a nice 80-20 scenario there. Okay. But that's what we're looking at on this Aussie yen, right? So cautious playing them. However, opportunities if they meet the rules, right? If they meet the rules. Questions on the Aussie yen? I don't know, we'll throw that one pretty quick. Nope. All right, cool deal. Benny, you got any short term plays that you got your eyes on?
Not yet. That's what I'm looking for now.
Okay. Cool deal. I did a quick markup video on this Euro CAD, right? We're in a key zone on all time frames, really, right? Monthly time frame, we're sitting in a 618 retracement here, right? Off that beautiful 80-20 scenario. It's been a beautiful move to the upside. We're coming back into some key levels here, right? We dropped down to the weekly time frame, and we're coming into a weekly resistance level at a 618 retracement on the weekly time frame. Okay, strong push to the upside. Haven't really had any retracement, right? So at some point, the market will turn over. It's just a matter of being patient and waiting until when actually occurs. So here on the daily time frame, we're just getting a fresh AB boundary to form, right? Just below this weekly resistance level. Okay, and it's trying to turn over. We'll see if we get price to turn over and stay below this level, right? But we're at a key level, fresh AB boundary. Okay, 118, 127 zone is above this weekly level, so the 80-20 scenario is possible, right? Could get a push up into the zone like that, potentially even to this monthly level. Okay, if this push up occurs, right, we could be looking at a potential crown scenario. Okay, where we'll get a pullback back below the zone, that weekly zone, and then get price to take back off to the top side. So we'll have to be patient to wait and see, right? But if we stay below this level, we're looking for a retracement to come, right? Potentially back to this daily support. Okay, strong level that it broke through. Last time that it had any sort of pullback, we broke, we retested, we continued to the upside, right? So we'll see if we get a pullback again to retest that level and give us a nice deep retracement. All right, so those are the two potential scenarios there. Okay, and we'll keep our eyes on as we drop down to the 4. Right, we've been hovering in this 118, 127 zone for a bit. Right, that weekly level and that 4-hour D extension isn't far away. Okay, so if we do push into that daily 118, 127 zone, we'll hit that 4-hour D extension. right? But if price does turn over, break out of this consolidation zone here, right? If we're able to break out of this zone to the downside, we could see that nice deep retracement occur, right? Getting us back to that 382 level, potentially deeper, taking out that A and getting to that daily support, right? So this is one that I got my eyes on closely, okay? We drop down to the 1 and we see we're in a 118, 127 zone, okay? We're hovering sideways. We broke the trend line. We retested the trend line, but we're still pushing sideways, okay? Still pushing sideways there. So we want to see if we're able to truly break this, okay? Tried to push down, came back, retested, and we're trying to push down again. So we'll see if we're able to break these support levels, these lower time frame support levels, and give us a nice bearish push out of that zone and to break this trend line here. Okay, if we get that, then we could be on to the downside, like so. All right, so that's what I'm looking for here on this Euro CAD, is this move back down to the downside. Right, we had a strong push up, retesting the trend line last night. Right, we'll see if we're able to break down and get bearish. Okay, here's another one where you want to use your cloud, right? And we broke our cloud. We got a bearish cloud ahead, right? It's also sideways, so we could see some more consolidation, right? And we got our lagging span. We'll take these boxes off. We got our lagging span pushing through price right now, right? You see it just moving through the middle of price, right? So that's indication that we're consolidating, right? We got some consolidation happening. So we'll want to see a break of the support, these lower time frame support levels, right? We want to see a breakdown here in order to confirm that short, okay? But that's the Euro CAD. That's the Euro CAD, another opportunity, right? Be it now or after the holidays, right? If we see this consolidation continue, right? But if we break below, we could be in for that move down. Okay, questions on the Euro CAD, 80-20 on the 4 hour and the 1 hour. Nope. Cool deal. We got a few minutes left. If you guys have any pairs that you are looking at, Caswis, yep, definitely one. Interesting. It's this one's moving interestingly, but it's still in the zone. So weekly time frame, right? We pushed down into this weekly support level, right? And we got indecision happening right now. Okay, indecision happening right now. And last night with that that yen news, right? The Swissies gained a little bit of strength. Swissies gained a little bit of strength, right? So we're hovering at this D extension that occurred here. We still don't have a new AB boundary. We haven't been able to get 2 candles to close to the right lower. So we're still hovering to the downside from a daily time frame perspective, right? Got this monthly support level at 67,458 that we could push down to get to, right? But we're just hovering sideways, right? Tons of consolidation. Come to the 4, right? And we had our trend lines running. Trend line running, right? And that's where it sat. We pushed sideways through that trend line, and then we pushed back down, right? So we didn't get the break we were looking for. Okay. So now, right, we also said we could push down to this monthly level, and that's that second option that we're starting to see here. Okay. So we'll adjust this trend line, right? The goal is to get as close to the lowest point as possible without cutting off any wicks or bodies. So we adjust that to the outermost point. So that gets us in position, right? So now we're waiting on the trend line break. It's on the 4 hour time frame. All right. So we'll see if price turns over or if we get another push to the downside to get to this monthly support level at 674. Okay. Come down to our 1. And bring those fibs back in. And we're still sitting in that 118, 127 zone. Okay. Still sitting in that zone. So now it's just a matter of being patient and getting a break back above the level, right? And a break of that trend line. Okay. That's what we'll need to see. That's what we'll need to see. Okay. But it's hovering, right? If you trade it with a wide stop, right? Place your stop below that monthly support level, right? That'll give you a little bit of room to breathe. Okay. 66 pips, not much, right? And then on the top side, you're looking at 325 to the 382, back to that monthly level, you're looking at 279. So risk to reward is definitely there, right? You just want to wait for your confirmations to be met here. Okay. That's definitely one I got my eyes on as well. Waiting to see what transpires, right? On your lower time frames, it's already on the move to the upside there, right? You got your 80-20 scenario that occurred here, shallow retracement 118 to 127. And this spike down came back and retested that zone and then pushed, right? So look for a break back above that weekly level for that entry opportunity, right? So look at this one off the higher time frames. On the 4 hour, I didn't pull this in, I apologize, right? But you got a fresh AB boundary here on the 4. Okay, fresh AB boundary on the 4. Okay, so you got a ton of confluence in the zone, right? It's just a matter of when does it turn over and push to the upside. Okay. And that's if it stays above this monthly level. If it breaks that monthly level, could be in for more downward pressure. Okay. Questions on the CAD Swiss? Oh. 15-minute and hour to be broken. Yeah. If we drop down, let's see. What does it look like on the 15? Let's see. Pull those all the way out. There we go. So even on your 15, right? I didn't recognize this active AB boundary, shallow retracement. We're hovering in the 118 to 127 zone, right? So tons of confluence here, right? I see on that trend line, Joy. Yep. Get a break above this weekly level. That'll break your trend line as well. And then we could have some action. Yeah. Even on your lower time frame, you still got that confirmation, right? Confluence, potential opportunity if we can get back here.
Oh, well, I'm a little bit aggressive then, because
You got another one running down?
well, I started my 15 trend line on that. Yep, right there.
I dig it.
Yeah, and then my hour is at the high at what? 68.411. That's where I got my hour at.
I got you. So you got to come across here. Did you push it to the outermost point like that?
Well, I just looked at it. I was looking
Okay.
at it while you was looking. I made a mistake and clicked on a set of CAD JPY.
Gotcha.
I did this last night, and I was just waiting for that lagging span to come through because I wasn't for sure with this pair.
Yeah. Definitely play the caution, right? Play it more conservatively. Yeah. Price to breakthrough, came back, retest. You got your it's bullish, but it's moving sideways, right?
Mm-hmm.
So waiting on that lagging span to break through. I'm with you on that, right? Play it more conservatively. And that would also potentially, again, push you up above these levels anyway, right? I definitely see that thought, right? Good use of the cloud there. Yeah. I'm with that. Great work. Cool. Any questions on anything that we've covered this morning? Nope. Cool deal. Actually, I'm gonna take a look at we looked at a lot of CAD pairs. How's oil playing out, Joy? What's it doing?
It's trying to
Bouncing.
pick up its mind, but it broke up a little bit. I've been paying attention to gold, so
I got you.
because my gold one is active, so I ain't mess with oil and gold at the same time.
Nah, for sure. Right. So that's our trend line there. Still below on the one. Price action's been funny. All these wicks, right? But we haven't been able to get below that 69.79. Okay.
That's why I left it alone. Because I was in here to the upside, and I was like, okay, cool, I'm good. Man, I came back and seen that dang on that wick. I was like, it's just the devil.
Yeah, this one's been a ton of back and forth, man. Ton of back and forth. China in and out, right? The oil embargo. You got the price cap. You got so much impact in it, man.
Yeah, because once you was like, okay, they trying to push it down to 60. I said, okay. I said, well, it hit 60 something. It's going back up. And that dang on that long wick right there took me out. And then I noticed, I say, and I played it kind of tight. I played it kind of tight. And I was like, no, this price didn't just come back where it was. So I left. I said, you know what? I'll leave you alone. That's all right.
Yeah,
I'll go back to my screen.
This is more of a range play, honestly, right? So if it gets back to this 83.29, we get a break of that trend line, get back to 83.29, and we get price to confirm that level, right, with a swing high, then you might be able to play it back to the bottom of the range. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, as we're looking at it now, right?
Yeah, I'm looking
Bottom,
at that
top,
right
bottom,
there.
top, right? And if we stay below, look at it come back down to the bottom. Yeah. So interesting, but kind of goes into some of the Canadian stuff, right? Cool deal. Benny, you got anything before we close this thing out, bro?
No, so not really. Just if you're trading the markets, be patient. It's the end of the year, right? Getting towards the end of the month, we're moving into the holiday season, less volatility, things to get a little bit crazy. So like we say, proper risk management, be patient, trade with caution. And I look forward to seeing everybody 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this evening. Great job, man. Great job.
Appreciate it, bro. All right, good people. We'll see you tonight, 9 p.m. with my awesome partner, my brother, Mr. Benny Allen. You guys have an awesome Tuesday. Peace.